Alright, so it's about 4:30 in the morning. I'm trying to get this project done, but I keep messing up because I don't talk that much. And really, to kind of get into it, I did fishing for my project. It's really interesting to me because it's all most of it's motion based, some of it's tension based, kind of how it all ties in together, which is really neat, but more or less it's just brought down to how everything kind of factors in with bait and the weight of it, how strong the air resistance is, the drag on your reel, how strong your pull is, how strong the fish is, how much fight it's willing to have into it. What parabolic motion is a projectile is an object upon which the force is gravity. The gravity is the downward force causing the projectile to accelerate in the downward direction. So that kind of plays in with air resistance and drag, and how heavy your bait is, what kind of line you have. So the first kind of thing I want to talk about is your line, the parabolic motion into it. There's always factors like wind resistance, drag, and bait. Now, kind of wind resistance, it depends how strong the wind's going. If it's not that bad, it's not going to be as hard to throw or get into the spot you want it to. Alright, parabolic motions with drag is a little bit different. You have more control on how far you want it to go. The more force or the more drag you have, the more force it's going to take to get it out to further ranges. The less drag you have, the less force you're going to have to put behind it to get it out to further ranges or where you want it to be. So that's a little bit easier to control than wind resistance and all that kind of stuff. Alright, with bait, it's a little bit different due to the fact that, how big is it? How much does it weigh? Is it alive or dead? And in that sense, is it moving around or is it just set in one space? It depends how you put it on the hook too. It will all kind of affect of how easily you can cast out. Simply just casting your line is a projectile motion because the line is being projected to another spot away from you. So with all those factors coming in from parabolic motion, it kind of just all ties in. Rotational motion is a big part in fishing because it's involved in fishing because of the reel. The reel is spinning while it is being cast, and the reel is spinning when the line is being reeled in. And a little more to add to rotational motion is, besides reeling in, when the line's cast and the hook's in the air, it will spin until it reaches the water. Even then, it will kind of spin when it's going down, depending on what kind of bait you have. Now, the line has the most tension where the hook is knotted. Having a swivel will allow the line to rotate, decreasing the amount of tension, which should help your line not snap. The reel's most important function is to give off a heavy friction force on the spool of the line. When the fish changes direction, it takes the line off of the spool. The fish has to overcome the static friction force. After the static friction force, the fish will then have to deal with kinetic friction that will be applied onto the spool by the reel as the fish continues to swim away. When a fisherman turns the hand of the fishing reel, angular motion is present. When the fish is in the water, it experiences a large amount of pressure because of all the water and the ground floor. For every 10 meters the fish is brought up from the bottom, the pressure changes. Alright, I think that's it. I think I've covered the core components of the physics behind fishing. And to leave you off with something, why can't you buy free things?